It's been a long time since I've gotten into something and been hooked from the very beginning. Now, I'm a bit of a normie when it comes to anime. The only other one I've been majorly into was Death Note, and that was only 37 episodes long. I first came across One Piece just scouring the internet looking for something to watch, looking for the best animes out there, just for something to flick on every now and then. I have a look at One Piece and find out, oh my god, this show's been running for nearly as long as I've been alive. So as a normie, it can come across quite intimidating, because not everybody has the time to sink their teeth into a 1,000 plus long series. But I'm here to say, it's worth every second. The story is as simple as it gets. Luffy sets out on an adventure, the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, to find his crew, the perfect crew, to achieve his long life ambition of becoming the king of the pirates.
I decided long ago that I'm gonna be king of the pirates. If I have to die fighting for that, then I die.
The first 100 episodes of this anime is dedicating to finding the 5 original members of the Straw Hat Pirates. So you obviously have Luffy, the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, Zoro, someone I consider to be the vice captain, Usopp, the marksman and the comic relief, Nami, who wants to be the world's greatest cartographer and map the entire world, and Sanji, an absolutely incredible chef who's got a little bit of a weakness for the girls.
Who knows? You'll have to search my body and find out for yourself. Think you're up to it?
You bet I am!
You're off to a bad start.
I think what makes this show so special is how each character bounces off one another. They're all very different, very unique, all have their own little weaknesses, and when they all set sail on their big adventure together, it creates for some really great moments. My biggest fear was the show couldn't get serious, because going in, your first impression is meeting Luffy for the first time and how overly optimistic he is towards everything around him. And at first, I was getting a little annoyed with how little he cared for things going on around him.
Who's that? Who the hell are you guys?
Who the hell are you?
I thought this would ruin the tension or ruin any kind of drama they would want to create, but I was quickly proven wrong by how this optimistic, loving character can just switch that dial and turn serious. And when things do get serious with Luffy, shit gets fucking real. I'm only on episode 321, and seeing Luffy transform from the silly little kid falling out of a barrel to the leader of the Straw Hat Pirates, and the crew looking to him for the optimism he radiates in the dark moments. They are the true moments when we fall in love with Luffy and how awesome his character is. Zoro isn't just the tank of the group, he has his own wants and desires as well. He wants to be the world's greatest swordsman, and his backstory, I'm not going to spoil it, I know the show's like 20 years old, but it's something to experience for yourself. You see this kid train night and day, driven by nothing but ambition and the need to be the best in the world. His backstory is mixed in with some real horrific events that are out of his control. And later on in the show, he meets someone called Mihawk, and his skills are really put to the test.
It's him. He's here.
To easily describe Zoro would be the sleeping lion on the back of the ship, just waiting for the next adventure to happen, ready to protect his friends at any moment. To keep this vague, Zoro's fight with Mihawk humbles him. He didn't even fathom that this person was so unbelievably out of his skill level. He is put into a situation where he has to question himself and now has to push himself even further. This is the catalyst for Zoro's long-term character arc that I am buzzing to see be resolved with Mihawk. I love Zoro and I look forward to seeing his power levels getting stronger and stronger. Usopp is probably the most relatable one because he is the most human. No over-the-top powers, no over-the-top strength. All he has is his slingshot and his sense of humor. Again, another great character. His flaws at the beginning are really brought to the front. His cowardice, his lying, his need to impress others, his uncontrollable lies spin out of control early on and nearly cost him a very close friendship.
I am the legendary Captain Usopp! I've been waiting for you! All my men and I are ready to fight to the death! Turn back now if you value your lives! I wasn't supposed to be the first one here! He was running way ahead of me! I can't handle these guys alone!
But again, this silly little character that you think, oh, he's just there for the comic relief, but he has a moment with Luffy that really fucking takes you by surprise. But the main reason I enjoy Usopp is his unbelievable sense of humor. Countless times I thought, nothing can top that moment, nothing can top that moment, nothing can top that moment. Usopp comes in and just has the most perfectly well-timed one-liner. His consistent lying is also maybe the crutch of his character, but his lying also leads to one of his running gags, like his 9,000 men are loyal to his service. I remember seeing Usopp for the first time, thinking of his character design, think, well, what's with the massive nose? Like, is he going to be this ridiculously over-the-top comic relief with no depth at all? I was like, oh, okay, here we go. This might be the one character I don't like. And within a few episodes, I was like, oh, okay, yep, just another great character, driven by the idea of being an absolutely amazing pirate like his father before him, wanting to shed the cowardice of his character and grow to simply be a brave man. Brave enough to leave the village and tell stories, real pirate stories, to the girl that he's obviously in love with. Brave enough to leave the village and his family to go on these adventures with Luffy. Usopp is an absolutely awesome character. 300 episodes in, and like the rest of the crew, has countless amazing moments. Now, Sanji is easily described as just the Gordon Ramsay of the crew, mixed in with a bit of Casanova, the hopeless lover that just looks out for the girls on the crew and treats the guys like punching bags. His dream is to see the part of the ocean that no one has apparently ever seen before, the All Blue, where all parts of the ocean mix in together, where you can find all ocean life living amongst each other in the same spot. A perfect spot for the best cook in the world. Now, Sanji may be a simp, but this man can kick some fucking serious arse. Hands in his pockets, and with only using his legs, manages to kick the shit out of multiple pirates at the same time, or anyone that crosses him and his cooking, or the girls that he fancies. Sanji's background taught him that wasting a single scrap of food is the biggest crime in his eyes. He speaks of people not appreciating the sheer privilege of having food on the plate, not going hungry, not starving to death. Going hungry is something Sanji is a little bit familiar with. But Sanji isn't just a simping Casanova 5-star chef. He's a badass that can kick the shit out of you at any point he wants, with his hands in his pockets and a cigarette in his mouth. And just for the cherry on top, likes to dress for the occasion. It is incredibly rare to see Sanji in anything but his suit. His personality clashes with Zoro the most, both being stoic, righteous characters that don't back down to anybody. But the payoff that leads to him leaving with the Straw Hat Pirates is pretty heartwarming. All in all, Sanji, great character, another great addition to the Straw Hat Pirate crew. Now, the climax of the main arc for the first 100 episodes reveals the big mystery of why Nami is acting so distant, acting with such self-interest. We are led to believe that Nami is a self-serving treasure hunter, caring little about the people she has met along the way, caring only for her own goals. Whilst that is true from a certain point of view, underneath the facade, Nami has unexpectedly let herself care more than she was expecting about these people she has met along the way. Meeting real friends, people that would go great distances for her, a captain she believes in, a captain that puts his crew ahead of his own selfish desires. Nami's backstory is arguably the most tragic, the most traumatizing of any of the characters. A family torn apart by a pirate warlord named Arlong, with the weight of the world on Nami's shoulders. Luffy recognizes this. Never once does Luffy doubt Nami's cause. Never once does Luffy even consider the fact that Nami would betray him, because the moment Luffy met Nami, he decided that she would be his cartographer, his navigator. One Piece is as old as me, so this is back in the days where women could be sexy and cool at the same time. She often keeps the crew in check, slapping sense into anybody that hasn't got their head screwed on. It does get pretty comical, however, later on how much growth, I'll say, that Nami gets. But I never feel that Nami's sexuality is put ahead of her characterization. By the end of her main arc, We want her to leave with Luffy. We want her to put her faith into him. And when all the pieces come together at the end, it leads to the moment where anyone watching decides, okay, we're in this for the long haul. We're here for all these people and for their goals and to watch them grow. All in all, Nami is a sexy, intelligent, self-serving badass. So yeah, these were my general thoughts on my first experience with One Piece. I'm currently over 300 episodes in, so I have met new characters along the way. I might talk about this again one day, depending on how far I get into the series and if I can finish it by the time the show actually wraps up. So yeah, if you stumbled upon this video and you agree with me and you love One Piece, like the video. If you don't like One Piece, comment why. Subscribe if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.